If you happen to be among the millions of people here in Texas who rent an apartment or a house, there is a chance that you could get a financial break if a new bill filed today were to pass.
It'd be a big deal if it happens. It's happening as state lawmakers right now are on their second special session trying to reach an agreement on how to give you a tax break for homes and for business owners. So political reporter Jack Fink is here. Jack, what is behind this? And if it goes through, how would it work?
Well, Nicole and Doug, Democratic State Representative John Bryant of Dallas says he decided to start working on this bill because Republican leaders still hadn't come to terms on how to use the state's record surplus to provide Texans with relief. And Bryant says his $21 billion bill would help renters through a cash rebate from the state, provide relief for homeowners, and boost spending for public schools and teachers.
I like living near downtown.
Daniel Pierre has rented his apartment in Dallas's West End for more than a year now, and he says his rent just went up.
When you're at a point where you're like half of your paycheck is going to rent or even more, it's just challenging for sure.
A new bill by Democratic State Representative John Bryant, who represents this area of Dallas, would provide renters like Pierre up to a 10% cash rebate based on their previous 12 months of rent. The landlord would submit a certificate to the state that rent was paid, and then the state would send the rebate to the renter. Bryant and other House Democrats say renters have been left out of various property tax cut proposals.
I'd point out to you that the 3.8 million members of these households that rent pay sales taxes like everybody else and have made their proportionate contribution to this surplus, just like homeowners.
Their plan would also help homeowners by raising the homestead exemption to $100,000 or 25% of the appraised value of the home, whichever is higher. It's capped at $200,000.
The best thing for them and for us is to come out with a property tax reduction bill that causes a homeowner to actually notice the reduction.
The bill would also boost education spending, increasing the basic allotment for public schools by $1,000. That would give teachers a $4,300 raise. Both would be adjusted for inflation. The president of the American Federation of Teachers Texas says in a statement, quote, "There should be no tension between property tax relief for homeowners and renters and adequate funding for their community schools. This state has enough money in the bank to do both." Daniel Pierre agrees and says a rebate for renters like himself would mean an extra $2,400 in his pocket.
Yeah, sounds great. I think I would try to either save some of that money, invest some of that money, or send it back home.
The bill faces an uncertain future because Democrats are in the minority in the House and Senate. Tomorrow, a House committee is going to hear testimony on property appraisal increases, and we're also still waiting to hear if there will be any deal struck between Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick and House Speaker Dave Phelan on tax relief after their meeting yesterday. Nicole and Doug?
All right, Jack Fink, thank you for the inside scoop.